Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a special look for a product that I'm super excited about. We got these in from Goblin Hobbies, and this is going to be their stamping system. This system here replaces decals. I hate decals. Decals are really hard to work with, transfer them onto the miniatures and all that fun stuff, but they also, you can't put shades on top of them, you can't modify them in any way, they're just there. And if you look close, you can see the decal on the miniature, the outline for the decal itself. So there's a lot of downfalls to decals. They tear very easily, all that fun stuff. This system here aims to correct that. This system here is going to give you the ability to use these transfer sheets here to transfer a symbol or pattern from this onto your miniature like a decal, but with paint. And then that allows you to put washes over top of it or modify those. Really, really cool. Let's go ahead down the table here. I'm going to show you the different array of products we got from them, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. All right, so this is going to be the Stampin method that you can get with Goblin Hobbies. Now, if you do a lot of miniatures, you're going to see that you have a lot of decals you can put on. And if you're like me, I hate decals. I think they are very hard to work with, and you can't really do much after the decals on there. And overall, I just hate decals. So a lot of times when you see painting and people doing painting, they don't include decals. But this is a way to get around all the negative parts for decals. So decals let you have all that really cool detail, like the checker patterns or some of the different faction insignias and all that kind of stuff. But you can do that with this without and in a reusable manner, which is also really cool. Plus, it's also going to be painted on, so you will be able to like put your washes over top and all sorts of stuff and to make them look amazing. Now, there's a whole bunch of different products here from Goblin Hobbies here, but we're going to go ahead and start off with the Stampin starter kit, because this is, if you're interested in it, this is where you're going to want to start. You're going to get two colors in here and two templates. So the templates you're going to get here, the first one here has the checker pattern that I'm really into here because I have orcs for mine. So this one here is going to be one that I'm going to use a lot. But you can see there's all these other different symbols that you can use for this one here to transfer on into your miniatures. And this one here is going to be called Heraldry 001. So if you're interested, this one's Heraldry. Okay, so that's one of them. The other one you can get here in this one is going to be squad markings. So again, you get some really cool patterns in here. You're going to get some really cool different symbols that you could use to transfer onto your miniatures. So a lot of different things here. And like I said, I am going to heavily be using these up here for my orcs for 40K. You'll also get the scraper here. So the scraper tool here is going to be used along with these inks, and you get a white and you get a black, which white and black are going to be the most common ones for me to use. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that ink here and you're going to rub it on top of here, and you're going to use your scraper to scrape off the excess. Now, if you're looking at these, you'll notice that these are etched in. So what you're doing is you're trying to scrape off the excess paint there. Then you're going to use your silicone stamper here. Now, your silicone stamper has two sides here. You have a larger side and a smaller side that come with this base one. And you can see through this. So the idea is that you're going to stamp, you're going to press it onto the plate, and then you're going to look at your miniature and you're going to line it up and press it on there. And it'll transfer on there. Now, a couple things for the starter set here, or anytime you're using these Stampin methods, when you use this ink here to place it onto the transfer stuff, you need to be able to wipe it off after you're done. And so that means you're going to need to buy a bottle of acetone here. These are super cheap, like $2. And you're going to need to get some wipes here. I like these little cotton ones here to use the acetone to wipe it off the plate. Now, you're not going to do that with the silicone transfer objects here because it'll destroy the silicone. You won't be able to see through it, and that'll defeat the purpose of that. And you can use the packaging tape to remove the ink off of it before you go to another one. So every time you do one of these transfers, And there's a very good tutorial on their site for this too. And it's not really as hard as it might seem, but you're going to be placing the paint on there. You're going to be scraping off the excess using the silicone transfer. Press it down here. You could either press straight down or you could rock it like with these bigger ones here. You can rock it along so you get more of it. And then you would do the same process on the miniature that you have. All right, but that is going to be the starter set. So that's going to get you everything that you're going to need to get started and practicing. And like I said, it gives you these 2 different plates with a ton of different patterns on it. So that's the starter set and gets you going. Well, you're like, well, what if I don't have a pattern or whatnot that I like on here? They have a giant collection of transfer plates that you can pick up. And these are really nice because these are like once and done. So if you buy decals, you're going to buy the decal and then you're going to have to buy it again if you ever need it. These you don't. You can continually use them. We're going to go and I'll show you a couple different ones of those in a second, but a couple of the additional things you can get an extra scraper. You can get a square or rectangular, silicone transfer here, so you can have a different bigger area that you can use to transfer those in. They also have this gray and red color here you can use. And you can get these little miniatures here that'll help you practice with your transferring here. And I believe this one's called Elma and this one's called Nugget. And these are pretty nice miniatures here that you can assemble and use and or paint and have for whatever game you want. Now, like I said, they have a lot of different transfer plates that you can use here. This one here is going to be ancient. So these are different ancient symbols that you can use to transfer over here. A lot of Roman symbols here work for multiple different miniature games and all sorts of fun stuff. So that was ancients. We also have, let's see, this one here is called chaotic. So if you play chaos in Warhammer or you want like different chaos symbols, you can use this transfer plate here. It was really good. All right, so this one here's elements, and elements, you got your fire, you got your ice, you got your rain, all sorts of fun stuff, lightning, all these different ones you can put out here. What's this one here? We have this one, which is going to be your feral one. So this one here is one of my favorite ones. I haven't used it yet, but they have the orc symbols here. And I'm a big orc player for 40k, and there's bad moons here. I'm really, really excited about using this one here. And sort of like a checkered pattern here. This one here is a little bit of a, like I don't know if you want to call it worn checker pattern or whatever, than the one that you get with the Stampin' starter kit. But this one here is going to get heavy use for me. So I really like that one a lot. All right. So we have industrial here. So you have all sorts of different industrial symbols here you can use in your game or in your miniature, transfers. This one here is pretty fun too. We also have this one, which is the heraldry one. So heraldry, you have these cool transfers. I really like these pattern transfers. These ones I seem to use a lot. So these ones are ones that are going to be my go-to ones for a lot of stuff, but you also have these other ones that can help out different points too. So really good one to get. This one here is going to be our runic one. So if you see here, you could get a wolf, you have a scorpion, you have some Viking ones. You have some runic symbols over here for your Vikings, and so on and so forth. So this one is really fun, especially if you're doing some Viking miniatures. And the last one I'm going to show you here is going to be, this one is your Zambies one. So this one has a bunch of different cool symbols here, a skull, some crossbones, all sorts of different things here you can use for various different miniatures. All right, so those are the different plates that you can get. And you can see they have a huge selection of plates that are available. And in general, these are the products you could expect on their store. All right, let's go back up to the table here, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts on the stamping system. All right, so that was the stamping system from Goblin Hobbies. I am really excited about this. This is something I'm going to have a ton of use for. I'm really getting into miniature gaming. I'm going to probably get into some historical on here, which there's going to be ones for that here. And I also really like playing Warhammer, so I'm really into the orcs. I just started here, got them assembled. I've been painting through them and using these here. On our channel there, I'm going to probably post some pictures of the miniatures that I make finished for Warhammer, and other ones for the whichever historical ones I end up with. And you'll see a lot of these on them. So look out for those. They're going to really look amazing with these. I really don't have the ability to freehand any of these designs on here. And patterns, like the paint patterns you can use where they have them cut out and you can just paint over top of them, never really work out 100% for me, where these do. The other thing is that, decals don't work out for me. These are just amazing. These things will save me a ton of time and will look amazing on my miniatures, as you will see in the future. And anytime I do that and post those, I'll mention which one of these plates that I used from their stamping system to achieve that look. So overall, I think this is a really great product. There's a really good tutorial videos for this, but actually I don't think this was very hard to get into. There's a little bit of technique that you got to learn in it, and you will become better over time as you get used to doing this. But I think right off the bat, I think you can get really good stamps on there and make it look really good, and learn really quickly on how to do this. You could even get the little miniatures from them to practice on, or you can just practice on like any of the miniatures you got laying around until you become really good at it. But like I said, this is pretty intuitive and pretty easy to do, so it's not gonna take very long. And the effects that you could get on your miniature that you would probably not have otherwise, or at least I would not have otherwise because I wouldn't have the ability to do them, is awesome. So I really appreciate that, especially for the fact that a lot of the miniature companies are very stingy, including GAW, on their decals. So if you have like a really cool symbol that you want to put on more than one of your miniatures, this is going to be what you're going to need to get, because then you can put them all on there. You can have the same one. It can be really cool. So I really can't stress how much this system is, just time saving and wonderful. I really think that this is like the future. So this is going to be how things should end up being. So where you actually end up getting these plates, and you can basically have unlimited decal-like art on your different miniatures. Overall, like I said, this thing is amazing. If you do a lot of miniature painting and you're not a big fan of decals, or you want to have like a large army there, and you just can't get enough decals for it, this is going to be the system for you. This is going to be what you're going to want to jump into to be able to achieve the look that you want for your miniature game. Really, I mean, definitely check them out. We'll put them in the link to them in the description below. You can check out their product, check out their system. We'll also put a link for their tutorial video in our description, so you can check that out. Really simple, like 2-minute video on there. The only thing other than the system stuff that you need to get is this acetone and those pads. The acetone is pretty strong smelling, so you want to have that in a very well ventilated area. Maybe sit out on your porch, or if you have a ventilated area in your house, just do it inside your house or garage. Really great product, like I said, and overall really love it. So that's my thoughts on Goblin Hobbies stamping system. If you like what we do, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out a lot. It helps us bring out more content, helps us get better equipment and all that fun stuff. But either way, I hope you all have a great day, and thank you for watching.